So on these K12 Micras, this boot switch seems to be pretty dodgy. It's basically this black plastic part here, which goes from the outside of the boot. Obviously it looks like that. So all you need is a T20, and you can usually just take these off by hand. Don't need a ratchet or anything. They are not done up tight. There we go. And then that's all 4 of them. There's only 4. And it should hopefully just pop right out. There we go. And that's it. So this is basically essentially what you're looking to replace. This is something special for this model of K12. On most K12s there's literally just this button here underneath. There's no button on the top. This one here came off of one with like a specialist system on it. So it had an extra button that goes through here for touchless entry. So as long as you've got the key in your pocket, you just push that and then hold underneath, and then it opens. Most Micras don't have that as far as I'm aware. And this is basically the part. So there's a switch inside here, which goes bad over time, and that's generally why these need to be replaced. Seems to be a common problem on these. It is not hard to take off of the car, so there are 2 10mm nuts here which you need to take off. I think they're 10mm. I'm going to be wrong now that I've said that, but I believe these 2 are 10mm, and there is also, not on this part here, on the boot there is also something that you can turn with a flathead screwdriver so that you can open the boot if it is stuck shut, which is a problem that these cars have. So I will show you that now on a K12.
So we're working on a K12 Nissan Micra. These boot switches have a little bit of a problem in that they don't work all the time. So like have intermittent faults where the switch inside fails. To get to it though, you have to remove this cover, which is held on by these little clips here, and the clips correspond with these little holes here. I just pop them out with the flathead screwdriver, and then the actual switch itself is held in by 2 10mm, which are here, which I'm going to whip out right now. So once you've undone the 2 nuts, obviously you have to undo this connector here. So that goes in there. I just use a screwdriver on the top where I'm tapping, and then I just push in there, that pulls out, and then there's a little grommet here which you push through, like so, and then on the upper side it should just lift straight out. And there is our prize. Let's take it over to the bench. So the switch itself is this black part, and it is held in by these little T20s. They're not tight at all. You can just undo them by hand. You don't even need the ratchet. I got it out, and then I realised quite quickly that these things are so loose you don't even need it. And then once that is apart, the switch just comes out. So obviously this is the case which will be going back on the car. That is the old broken switch, and I do have another one here, different type. So on some K12s it has a little button which is for keyless entry. It's not really keyless entry because you have to have the key on your person, but the idea is you have the key in your pocket and then you just have to press this button and it opens rather than press the fob. I mean, you still have to press a button, so it's kind of the same thing, but there is a slight difference between different types, so make sure you get the right switch for your car. Right, so that's the old one out. It's literally just a case of just sliding it in this orientation. This is the new part, so we'll just go and fish it up into the car. So once it's in, just tighten up the 2 bolts. There's a little grommet on this section here, so just make sure that's pulled through properly, and then that goes there onto the top, and that part there goes onto the bottom. There you go. Now plugged in and good to go. Just need to put the trim back on. It's pretty much impossible to show with just one hand, but what you have to do is you have to hook this section here into it first, and then you push this bottom end up, and then you just tap it all into place and it just clicks in. It's toolish, you just do it by hand. So next job on this one here is to try and unstick the seat. There's nothing happening there, it's completely seized in place. So we're just going to try and get this so that the seat can fold down. So that was slightly violent. What I basically had to do was put a bar into the fabric on the top and pull it really hard while pushing on the seat. Obviously it got stuck. It was stuck on these, it was mostly stuck on this side here really. You can see where it's like indented basically. So what I was pushing on was on this section here. So I put my little chisel through there like that, and then I just just gave me something to pull on basically. I just pulled it really hard while pushing it forward with my arm, and then she came loose eventually after much hard work and grunting. So in these cars, to pull up the back seat, what you have to do is you have to defeat the cushions first, then you can just grab it by the back and pull it up. It's quite simple really.